Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Rise and shine. Hello. Hello, good morning. Hi. It is currently 8 a.m. I feel like my spaces are just getting later and later spaced out. Hello. Rise and shine. Wakey, wakey. What's going on? How are we? It is currently 8 a.m. in the morning. I am doing so much today, so much. So I'm doing a space before I've got to do all that stuff. I'm just laying in bed and I'm waiting for the impending doom of having to get up. And I can't be bothered. So I'm just coming on a space so I can. Oh no, I've got a request. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, hello.
Let's go. What's up?
Oh my god, hey, good
How are
morning.
you? Good
Rising.
night. It's 12:15. I'm in bed. I'm about sleep time.
Isn't it crazy how time zones work? Because it's 8 a.m.
Yeah,
here.
dude.
It's 12 for you, though.
Oh man. Isn't it crazy that we're all just on this flat disc spinning around the sun? Isn't that just wild that we're just all on this circular CD-like cylinder
it's,
just rotating around the sun? Isn't that just awesome?
I wasn't ready for this energy so early on.
What, you weren't ready for tired flat earther?
No, I'm never ready for tired flat earther.
No one
Put him
ever is.
away. Put
No
him
one
away.
ever is. I have to be quiet. I just realized.
Yeah, because it's like 12.
Yeah, because it's like 12.
I've not been awake this early in
Mm-hmm. No, you
months.
haven't. You haven't been awake
What
this
am I
early in
meant to
like months.
do?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. My God.
you, you sound so tired.
Well, yeah, and it's because it's 12. It's 12 a.m.
You're like, oh boy, an Aimsey
I've been
Space.
I've been
Let's.
watching live performances of music that I
Yeah,
like.
I know. You just sent me one, and I thought it was brilliant. You telling the people? Is that what you're doing? Like, hey guys, listen now. This is what I've
No,
been
no,
doing.
no. No, I'm gatekeeping that.
You're
I'm not gatekeeping
gatekeeping.
that video. It's too good.
Wow.
It has only a
Wow.
couple thousand views. I'm gatekeeping it.
You think you know someone, and then they gatekeep.
I literally sent it to you. You don't even get to complain.
That's true. I don't know why I am complaining. My bad,
Yeah,
Kip.
I don't know why you're complaining.
Yeah, I'm so sorry,
See,
Kip.
the thing is you're too in tune with the community that you react for them when in reality
True, true.
you
I
don't
do.
need to.
I do react for them. Listen.
Mm.
I'm the speaker of the people. Okay, I can't help it. You know,
Mm.
I'm the voice of
Is
the
that
freedom.
is that why you responded to me with a photo of Dan and Phil?
It's so funny. The only thing I could, because basically when I woke up, right? Do you want to know that was the first thing that I looked at the second I woke up was you and goddamn Steve. So I was like, what does this remind?
You just don't understand.
Oh yeah. I don't understand. And I was like, what does this remind me of? And then I remembered Dan Howell's post where he's like, you can insert yourself in the picture. And
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
that's
it's that.
you should see the raw image before I edited it. It's just me standing alone in my room with like my arm out, okay? Hey, I was 16 then,
It's
okay?
so
You
funny.
can't blame me. I'm so much cooler now.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure you are, buddy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of my day. Emotionally, not physically,
Mm.
because I know what I'm doing physically. Just emotionally, I don't know where I'm at right now. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Well, again, this is like not to be that person, but
Yeah,
this is your fault.
it really is. It
It is your
really
fault.
weird. Listen, okay, when I was awake at 4 a.m. or whatever time I was, and I was like, I'm gonna regret this in the morning. I didn't actually
Hmm.
think I was gonna regret it, you know? I was just saying that as a joke, as a funny haha.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
no, dude, I knew. I was just like, you're getting up when? Oh boy.
and we were in the middle of watching like the back rooms or something, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be up soon.
No, we had just started the Backrooms video because I'm showing that video to literally everyone in
Yeah.
my life right now.
Yeah.
Like my Amazon driver come up, like my Amazon driver like texted me like, "Hey, I'm gonna deliver a package to your house," and I just responded with, "Hey, have you seen this video?" And
Your
then
Uber
the
Eats
link to the
deliver your
playlist.
your Uber Eats delivers like, hey, do you have any delivery instructions? You're like,
Dude,
anyway,
I
here's the
don't
back
I don't know
rooms.
what it is with me getting like Uber Eats drivers, but every single one that I've always gotten, they have always started driving just the opposite direction for 10 minutes and it
Yeah,
scares me.
my
This
favorite
always
one was the one in
happens.
London with the guy on the bike, and he just kept going in circles.
I was so scared. I was just like, "What happened? Are you okay?" Like one
Are
time this
you
person's like
good?
car broke down and they were texting me while they were getting towed and I'm just like, "Why haven't no, the thing is this was before they picked up my order." So I was just like, "Why haven't you canceled yet? Do you plan to still pick it up? I'm so
Are you
confused."
gonna still get it? Are you gonna get
I, like your car's getting towed.
it, please? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but it's just
Funny.
like I don't yeah, but oh
Funny,
man.
funny.
Dude, I have found so much good music recently. I'm just thinking
I
about it,
know.
and it's just like it's so good because it's just like it
You
just makes
don't.
the chemicals in my brain go off the right way, and I'm
Well,
just like,
yeah, like the serotonin just goes. Nice lyrics, love
it's so
music,
good.
tune.
No, I don't even care about the lyrics, dude. I don't
No,
even
you like the
understand.
tune of it.
I don't even understand what like a lot of the lyrics are like half the
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
right? When I first listen to a song, but then I like
Yeah.
hear like the chord progression at certain points, and it's just it's so
It's
nice.
like do you know Harry's new song? It's so I
Hmm.
Harry's new song evokes such it's like I don't even know the way to describe it. It's like, oh, it's such a good melody. It's such a good tune.
Yeah.
It's a banger. But I was
Hmm.
finding a lot of what was the song that I was obsessed with last week? I say that like I'm not obsessed with a new song every single day.
Hmm.
Um but I like as it well. Oh, I really like Mickey Darling at the moment. Mickey Darling are great. You Were Perfect. I'm sorry, I really like. There's just
Hmm.
some songs you listen to and you'll click like after like the first like 10 seconds, and like those songs
Hmm.
are so good. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I'm like, yeah, these are good songs. I like them. Very nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
well, finding new music is always a great like
Oh, it's so
thing.
nice. It's so
I
nice.
know. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. What is your I keep forgetting it's literally you're literally it's midday, it's midnight for you,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. It's
So
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, time zones, dude.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Can you come
Mhm.
home? I don't like it.
I'm
I'm
trying, dude. I've only got a couple more things that I gotta do, and then I'm back, which is nice. Which is nice, and
thank
dude, I'm
God.
so upset because it's just like I have so many like like actually contractually obligated things that I have to do for
Mm.
like 3 months in a row, and it's so annoying because it's just like, oh yeah, no, you have to go back to the U.S. for this
Yep.
convention. I'm just like,
Yep.
oh boy.
Oh boy, I wanna
Can this
stay.
please get like moved so that I can stay in one place, please? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely
Yeah.
hate it. It's like so stressful. Like,
It's 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 difficult when you move to a new place only to then have to
mhm.
go around all over, and I mean it'll quiet down
Yeah,
soon. It's just annoying.
yeah. No, you know what's weird though. You know what's like really weird though that I've noticed
Go on.
ever since like mask stuff got lifted, like people are almost
Hmm.
like confused when I'm wearing a mask in public and everything, and
Yes. No. No. No.
I'm like, no,
Were
even
you
in the
was
U.S.,
it?
I'm just like so confused, and
Yeah.
I was just like one, like I'm not just wearing it because it's just like like face stuff and everything, but it's also just like I just also still don't want to like
Yeah.
like catch anything like when I have to go out, so I'm just like I always wear it anyway, Like I have a feeling that
Yeah.
like even if I like fully face it real, I would still like wear the mask like outside in these types of situations. It's just like when people
Hmm.
look at me wearing the mask, when like I'm just like, what? It's so confusing now because it's just like
It's. I
it's
don't
so
like it
weird.
because it's like, were you there when it was us, wasn't it? Me and you when somebody mentioned like you don't have to wear masks now. Me and you were kind of just like,
Yeah, no.
okay,
There was this guy was we were going into this
yeah,
restaurant who just straight up like asked why we were wearing masks, and I just went yeah, and then left.
yeah. I think we're both too awkward to be like, we were just like, yeah,
And then no, I mean I'm not gonna, dude. I'm not gonna waste my time on that guy. Like
yeah.
yeah, like
It's
I'm not gonna
ugh.
go into
It's
like a
just
full
weird.
rant.
Why would
Just
you
you know,
ask somebody like? Why would
I
you
don't
ask
know. It's
somebody?
just weird.
Oh,
It's
it's
just so weird.
weird. People, man. Ugh. I don't. Gross.
Yeah.
Ugh. I keep remembering. I've got to get up soon. Ugh.
I have to. I get
Fuck
to
you.
sleep soon, dude. I get to sleep soon, and I get to dream. You know.
You're
Uh,
such a dick.
gonna have a great time.
You're an asshole.
Yeah,
You know that?
I do. Yeah. Mm.
Um, look at the, look at look at the look at this picture.
Look at
Look what I
what
just put on
picture?
the pins. I pinned it on the space.
What? I don't see it.
What? Wait, let it load.
Well, okay, you said that you pinned it on space, and then when I say I don't see it, you're just like, oh, well, let it load. Just like I didn't know.
What's my bad? God, patience is virtue. Is that the saying? It is, isn't it? Yeah, patience is virtue. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-mm.
Aimsey Space,
There we go.
ranboo is there. Real.
Do you get it?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Oh. What? Are you good?
Hmm.
Are you
I'm just like Aimsey Space. I'm here. Ugh. See, the thing is,
good?
right? You have to
Hmm.
always be one
Hmm.
step ahead of them. So you have to say
Oh.
all the bad things about yourself first before anyone has the chance to, right? Like,
Or
and you
you
just have to
could
make like
just.
outlandish claims as well. Just like, oh, I hate that.
Oh.
Hate that guy. He like kicks babies
Mm.
in his free time, right? So then me saying a bad joke is a lot better in comparison. Think about it,
Uh, uh,
right? So what I have to
every
do, right?
single
What I
time
have
you.
to do to
Every
become
single
right
time you.
what I have to do to become more liked, right, is just make really, really bad
Yeah.
claims about myself all the time to make people believe
Yeah.
them. So then, as soon as I like do just make like a bad joke or something, people are just like, "Oh, well, it's better than his regular hobby of like going to different, going to different animal shelters and switching out the labels." You know,
What? What? What?
it's what you do. It's the plan. It's the goal. All right. It's just how you do it.
Oh, oh, you, oh, you, you not. You know what? Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
a good
Yep.
strategy.
Mhm.
It's just a good
Mhm.
strategy.
Yep. Very,
It's
very
just
good
a good
strategy.
strategy.
Right. Yep. Mhm. I agree. I'm here for it. As the kids do say, I'm here for it. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Why did you just like live respond to someone in the middle of your space?
What's wrong with responding? I
No,
always do it. That's best. It's
it's
different.
so odd when it's not a bad thing, by the way, just prefacing it, but
You
it's just like
watch the way
it's
you
so
watch
odd
the
when
way
you're
that
like
I
doing
work.
something normally and I'm just like scrolling
Yeah.
like through like my notifications on Twitter and I just see that you like tweeted something. I'm just like, we are in a call
Oh,
together. What the hell's going on here?
yeah. No, 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 no. Brooke does that as well. Brooke's like, because
Hmm.
me and Brooke were in the middle of talking one time, right? And I think I either reblogged something or like I tweeted something because Brooke has my notifications on, and Brooke
Reblogged.
just goes,
Hmm.
"Shut up!" And Brooke just goes, "When did you do that?" And I
Yeah.
said, "What?"
Yeah.
And Brooke's like, "When?"
You just
And I'm like,
I
"My
don't know.
bad, my bad,
Your brain just
guys.
always has to be
Sorry."
distracted. Hmm.
Well, yeah. Fuck you. I'm gonna be doing something with my hands. Like, come on now.
But okay, well to be fair though, all I do with my hands while I'm like talking with someone is I do like this like thing where I like rub my thumb up against all my fingers over and over again, but
No,
it's
you
like a
do.
soft
You
snap.
also do your hand flexing thing as well, where you make your hand all the way straight and then you pull it into your fist. You do that a lot when you're
Oh
talking.
my God, I do that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
know.
do that a lot. Yeah. I didn't even realize that I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I and yeah, and then you also other times if you're sitting up, you do your fist thing where you put it in your other fist. That's another thing. Because I what I
Yeah.
do is I fiddle with rings when I fit like if I've got a ring on my finger,
Yeah.
I've got to like take it off on, take it off on if I'm in a conversation.
I didn't even
But yeah.
realize that I like do like that hand thing. You're making me think about that now.
Sorry,
You're
my
making me
bad, my bad.
no, it's funny.
No, it's funny.
It's
It's
funny.
funny.
It's funny, you know? Oh my God. I just have to make sure that I sleep with my arms outstretched or else they're gonna just hurt so much. I have to sleep like Jesus, you know, when he was getting crucified.
You're Jesus.
What I want to do, right, is I want to have a cross in my home. Now, hear me out. I want to have a cross in my home, right, so that people walk in. No, hear me out. They go like, so, oh, you're religious, right? And then they turn the corner. There's just a tiny like electric chair. They turn another corner. It's a
Oh.
tiny little needle, and they just realize that I'm really into different execution methods.
I forgot your fucking what's the word? Your one. Where were we when you spoke about that? We were like out somewhere in a normal like restaurant
It's
or
been a
something,
thought
right?
that I've had
No,
for a really long
I'm gonna
time.
basically we were in like a rest. We were like eating food or something, right? And Rand just comes out and is like, you know, what'd be really funny, and then goes on to
Hmm.
talk about this idea of having like old torture methods in his place, and we're
You
all
know,
like,
I just
what
like
do
thinking about it.
you mean?
They walk in, they go, "Oh, are you religious?" They turn, they see the tiny electric chair, and they just realize that I'm just really into different execution methods in my home.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm relieved." Like, what are they gonna do after that? They're like, "Oh, this is great. Let me
Oh,
just."
he's just crazy. Okay, cool.
Fucking Christ! Oh my god! Oh my
I
god!
do want to have actual shrines in my house, though. I think it'd be funny.
Oh, that would be so hilarious.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it'd be a funny little quirk. I do, no, I'm not kidding. I want to have actual shrines in my house to different like things, just because
Hmm.
I think it'd be really funny, like
I
good
think
home decoration, you know.
you just get like little places, and it's just like, oh, this is the blank shrine. Oh, this is the other whatever shrine.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna have like an entire area dedicated to Taylor Swift, so that's gonna be great. I can't wait for that. Now, what was that?
Someone just said Rambo be like, "Hey guys, new gaming chair just came in, and it's just an electric chair."
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oh my god, that's
Oh my
funny.
God, no, because the thing is, right. It's either I go
Hmm.
all in on this shrine idea, right, but then that means that I can
Yeah,
never have anyone over.
that is true. That is that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
But it's
I'm
just
just.
like, am I
I mean,
really gonna have anyone over in the first
well,
place? Like, let's be
what do you
real.
mean? I'm gonna have a Taylor Swift shrine, and I'm gonna have so many people over.
Well,
I,
yeah, no, but the thing is, like,
and they're gonna be like, "Wow, this is really cool." And I'm gonna
but
say, "Yeah."
but the thing is, Amy, you have
Hmm.
to realize, I don't get any.
Are you insinuating that I do? From
Yes.
my favorite thing to do is right. Someone's gonna walk into my place, and I'm gonna be
Hmm.
like, "Hey, can you please recite 3 Taylor Swift bridges?" And they're gonna do them, and I'm gonna say, "Nice." And
Hmm.
that's how I met your mother. That's what it's gonna be like, and it's gonna be great, and I'm
Hmm.
excited. That's how my life is
Yeah,
gonna be.
I'm gonna walk in and it's just like, here's my shrines.
here's here's my
Here's my
here's my
shrines.
multiple shrines.
Here's my multiple shrines. There's the TV. Here's my electric chair.
What is it? What? Oh god. Just 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 full stop.
Mm.
Full stop. Oh my god. I miss Taylor Swift.
You, what do you mean you miss? Okay,
You know, just
we're just not gonna.
emotionally.
We're just gonna move on from that one again and just go back to me for a second. So basically, I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah, go on, no carry on, no carry on. What are you thinking?
I can't keep up the bit. No, but I plan to have some cool as hell
Hmm.
room decoration. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm very. It's good. I think I think I'm just gonna do this thing where I'm just gonna keep
Hmm.
getting you really obscure stuff that you can't say no to because you'll feel bad. But I'm just gonna pretend I'm so emotionally attached to it that I'm gonna be like, you have to keep it. It's a gift, and you're gonna be like,
Dude, I can
okay.
say no to it because
I
guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just
What?
re-gift it right back to you and then make you think that it's different.
No, we can't. No, we can. We should just have an ongoing war of like just giving each other the same thing.
I feel like that would just be annoying for both of us and never lead to
Oh,
anything good.
oh well. I was sitting here thinking it'd be a great idea, but it's fine. No, it's fine. It'll be annoying. That's great.
What would
Fine.
you send me? What would you send? What would you give me?
On the top of my head, um,
Excuse me.
no,
Oh, I thought you meant you said you'll give me the top of your head, and I
no,
was really,
it's
really confused. I was just like, you're just
no,
gonna. Oh yeah,
no.
speaking of, we were talking about. I was talking about, and I like did like a bunch of research into lobotomies today because I was like really, really confused about
I
them
will
because
never
I
get
didn't know what
over.
they did.
I will
I didn't know
never
what
get
they
over the
did.
sentence, guys. Right? I'll never get over the sentence. Everyone was like silent. No, 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 no. Actually, no.
Mm,
Me and ironically bringing up Taylor again. Me and Brooke were listening to the best Taylor Swift bridges, right? Bopping
mm.
along, and Ran just goes, "Guys, what was a lobotomy?" And then that
No, 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 no. I
no,
didn't
no,
ask what was a lobotomy. I
you
asked what were the
thought,
downsides to a
yeah,
lobotomy,
yeah.
and
You
what
were
were
sitting
the
there.
upsides to a
You were sitting
lobotomy.
there. You were sitting there, and you were like, "Right, boys. So what are the pros and cons of a
I knew
lobotomy?"
kind of what it was, but I also
Yeah,
didn't know like what the actual effects of it were,
yeah,
right? And it
yeah.
was really interesting. So I learned a lot about brain surgery today, actually,
Mhm.
because the lobotomies actually they weren't popular. So what they did was they actually evolved into like different types of brain surgeries that were kind of like the same thing. And then they
Mhm.
realized like we mess up way too much on this, and we don't even know if it really works.
Mhm.
So they just kind of stopped it for a while. But like apparently they like did it like pretty recently too, like the I think like the 60s or something. Because there was like an interview with a guy in like 2005, and he was like 56 when he was 12. He got like a lobotomy apparently.
Life is strange, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's funny. No, but the thing is, right, when you think about like what a lobotomy is, you have to realize that one guy just probably got like really, really just off his mind, and he's
Yep.
just like, "All right, guys, now hear me out. You know how?" And he's like talking to the other doctors, by the way. He's just like, "You know
Okay.
how,
Mhm.
right? The
Mhm.
brain feels bad emotion,
Mhm.
right? What if we just like no, what if we just like put a little block there to prevent the
Oh,
bad information train from chewing on
the
down,
bad
you know?"
information train.
And the other doctors were like, "Holy, dude, you're a genius. Let's just chop it
You're
off.
so clever.
You're so cool, dude."
God damn. It's such an like the way in which some people like the Titanic and stuff like that. I had a phase where I really liked
Mhm.
old torture methods. Don't ask.
No,
Um
no, no, no. I get
yeah,
you, dude. Old torture
yeah.
methods were sick as hell.
It was like do you know what do you know like the ones we used to use? I don't this is gonna sound really dumb,
Hmm.
but there was obviously because obviously I learned like British history, and it was like hung, drawn, and quartered was
Hmm.
such a big like it was a very popular method at the time. um
Hmm.
and hung, drawn, and quartered was basically like it was like to be hanged. I'm trying to remember the right way it happened, but it was like dragged like by a horse
Hmm.
on
Of
a wooden
course.
frame and then
Yeah.
publicly put to death. And it was like a whole big thing, and another one was like being boiled and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
um
they made a theatric. I think
it
what
was a
like
theatre, yeah.
it was a theatric to prevent people from doing the same thing and also fulfilling the public's lust for blood.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Because then you think about it, right? Like sadly, humans like just really like seeing violence,
Yep,
right? Because that's just like how a lot of humans are wired,
yep.
right? So it's just like it's really interesting to me because it's just like it's some people that like watch like racing only for the crashes.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
yeah,
like it
yeah.
when things go wrong. We like seeing fighting and everything.
It's like
But the
when
thing is, we
things
don't
happen out of the
like you
ordinary.
can't just say that you want someone to like be like executed in front of you because
Yeah,
that's just going a little bit too far with it. Thankfully,
yeah, yeah.
thankfully there aren't a lot of people like that. But no, it's just interesting It's like think about it when you're like 12 years old, right? In like the old west or something, right?
Yeah.
And like you have to like you just like watch like just a guy on the street. Like no wonder, dude. No wonder like dude, no wonder so many people were like messed up and everything
Yeah.
because it's just like Jesus Christ, you had to like see all
It's
that.
such a
Yeah. Oh, you remember the Donner Party? Like people
oh
that ate people? Oh yeah, sorry.
no no
No,
no
you know,
no
continue.
no I
I was
do
changing topics really fast. Continue.
but I think there are so many interesting ways in which the human mind works, and it's like especially that kind of sentiment. Like, you know, if you go into YouTube and you're like top 10, and like the autofill is like top 10, for example, like roller coasters that went wrong. It's like
Hmm.
it's always the
Oh
lead
yeah,
to
no,
disaster. I think
it's
people are
so odd.
drawn to disasters, especially when it's not them
Yeah.
experiencing it.
No, I remember that when I was a kid, I really liked watching
Mhm.
disasters.
Like
I
natural
really, really
disasters,
liked
or like
watching
actual
disasters.
like just disasters happening.
Well, okay, I liked watching, and now, okay, the thing is, right, this
Okay,
sounds really, really bad, but like I was a really odd child. I really, really liked watching disasters that I knew involved people.
interesting. Like real people, or do you mean people in
So it's
general?
like,
Okay.
yes. So it's like the reason why I watched the Titanic sink a lot was because it was really
Mhm.
interesting to me to watch the people fall off into the sea. Right. And I remember thinking that as a kid. I think about that now and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But I remember thinking about it as a kid being like, oh, hell yeah, this is awesome. And I remember like watching like 2012 or something, right? And then like seeing like just like a bunch of like a building full of people just like
Have you
fall down
seen
or something. I don't know.
is it called Impossible? It's the tsunami movie. It's got Tom. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I really like tsunamis in films
great
as well
movie.
for some
Great.
reason. Again, as a kid, I'm
Yeah.
not like that anymore. You know,
But I think
shout out to people, stay alive.
that is. I
But
hope you
yeah.
know that is probably my least favorite quote you have ever done in your goddamn life. Shout out to people, stay alive. That's so
Yeah, no, shout out to people, stay alive. And then I did like the thing where you like put like your fist against your heart twice and do the peace
I
sign.
want you. You are you. Okay, I'm just gonna move on from that.
Yeah.
No, I remember like I think it's such a like as a child. I think there's a like the reason why a lot of us. This is gonna sound so thing, but like the reason that this generation is like kind of because we've had free roam internet access from
Hmm.
such a young age, or like not young age, but like growing up. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's
The culprit is in the room with
like
us.
I know. Anyway, but like
Uh,
when
why?
it's
Sorry. I can face my demons
yeah,
this
yeah,
way.
okay,
Not really my
you carry
demons,
on.
but more other people's
You,
demons. Your demons. I'll face your demons
oh,
for you.
thank you. That's so kind.
Get away.
And
You're welcome. All
thank
right.
you for interrupting me to say you're gonna face my demons. Um.
You're welcome. Nah, give me your demons, dude. I'll mess them
Oh,
up.
thank you so much. I've only got like I don't have many. I mean, I'm just chilling over here. I mean, my demon is Freddy
Hmm.
badly new because I have to wake up.
Freddy's not a dude. Freddy is so
Freddy is one
awesome.
of like I say this
God, he's
all I
great.
like every single time I meet up with Freddy. Like Freddy, me and Freddy were talking about this, and it's
Hmm.
like it's always like we weren't even apart. Like even if we don't, because me and Freddie don't really speak that much. When we're not together, we'll have
Hmm.
random ass phone calls at like random points of like the night, and then that'll be it. And every time we're back together,
Hmm.
he was like, it's just like we never like weren't with each other. Freddie's such a comforting
I know
energy.
Freddy's
He's
just
awesome.
dude. I don't know how he does it, but like he seems like he just has his stuff
Yeah, I
together, and it's
know.
impressive. It's so
It's just
awesome.
nice to be around him. He's a very like, yeah, I love him.
Freddy's so
Oh,
cool.
I'm so excited to see the Sonic movie. People keep bringing it up. I'm so excited. Oh, it's such a. Oh, I'm so excited.
Hmm.
I'm so excited. Oh, Sonic.
It has the same critic rating as the first one, so
It's gonna be. I the first one was so
might be
good.
good. The first one was good. I
I
liked the
really
first one.
liked
The
it.
they're doing a video game movie really smart by starting off with the basics and then in the second one adding some more stuff from the games, right? To not like just overwhelm people,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
you
see,
know.
I think I will never get over like you know when the first one happened.
Hmm.
When the first and obviously no not the first one the first trailer sorry happened. And it was the
Yeah.
animation. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Can you wait? Hold on. Will you get a picture of it for me? Because like I can't Google because my phone's slow."
Dude, I do not want to look at that thing
Okay, wait.
anymore. And
Give me
also,
someone
no,
from
you know what?
space.
I'm
Put it
gonna
on the
be real.
hashtag. Someone from space. Put it on the
I am
hashtag.
too lazy right now to scroll like out of my phone.
Okay. Okay.
And then like no, because the thing is right now I have like my hand like behind my head. In
Mm-hmm.
order to like type out like Sonic movie original, it would
Okay.
take both of my hands, and I just don't want to move my other arm
All right.
right now. I'm gonna be
Someone do me
completely
a
real
favor
with
and
you.
put the original Sonic on the hashtag Aimsey Space for me so I can check it because I
Yeah,
cannot be
just
bothered.
so we can just
I
so we
want.
can look.
You should do a stream where you give each other DIY lobotomies. Oh, that was such a great idea. Yeah,
Hell
guys.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's see what happens.
We should do a
Mm-hmm.
stream where
Full stop. We should do stream. That's it. That's the end of the
yeah.
sentence. Where
No,
what?
I started that sentence really hoping that I would come up with an idea midway through, but then I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. So
Oh, the original Sonic. I'm plagued. Thank you guys. Oh god. Medical malpractice stream when? Oh my god. Jesus
dude,
Christ.
every stream of mine is a medical malpractice stream.
That you know what? I'll I'll give you that. I'll give
Because
you that.
people say that I'm because people say that they watch me instead of going to therapy. So technically, I am medical
Oh my
malpractice.
god. Oh
Think about it.
my god.
Think about it.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I don't want to think about it. Jesus.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. Oh, Taylor. I'm sorry, I just saw a picture. I just sometimes
Stop.
I can't help it.
You can.
I
You can.
can't. Oh, she's
Dude,
just.
you do not hear me always talking about it.
I'm talking about it. Who's what is it?
Dude, no, because the thing is, right, I have my time, right,
Mm-hmm.
where I mention it, make little jokes about it, but then I stop and then I continue on with my life as
I
a
can't do
functioning member
that.
of society.
I
Yes, you
can't.
can. I
I live.
believe in you.
You're acting like you're acting like me loving Taylor Swift is like a plague on my life. Like I need to get
It
over
is.
it. Oh my bad, my bad, my bad. I need... It's not an Aimsey Space if Aimsey doesn't get distracted by Taylor. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm sorry. She's just so lovely. I like it. Anyway, okay, I'm done. I mean, what are you guys saying on the hashtag? You guys are being
Wait,
interesting.
am I quieter when I'm over here? Or is it the
No, you're
same?
fine.
Oh, so it is on my headphones. Okay, cool. Sweet.
You good?
No, I'm wearing headphones right now, and I didn't know if it was like on my phone or on my headphones. So now I
Oh,
know
okay.
that I can like move around more freely. I have more field of it. No range of motion. There we go.
You having fun there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
I need to get up with. I need to get up in like 3 minutes. You got three
Why?
minutes because I want to get. I was gonna get up, but I was meant to be up like 20 minutes ago. But now I'm here, so
Why don't you just like get ready while doing the
I'm talking.
space? Yeah.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
You're such
Let's
a
go.
dick.
You're
You
welcome. You're welcome,
you
Aimsey
you
enjoyers. I just gave you more content.
you subject my time. Hold on. You're gonna have to carry on
Mm-hmm.
talking though, because I get distracted too easily. There we go.
Sweet. No, don't worry. I'm really good at holding a conversation by myself.
My
There we are.
alarms keep
I am a
going
functioning
off.
member
Hold
of
on.
society. They say that I'm not, but I am. Like I lit. Hold on.
What?
You sneeze.
Oh,
Oh,
bless you. Bless
oh,
you again.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
You good?
How come sneezes like are almost like really relieving in a sense? I don't get it.
What? Wait, say it again. You sneezes what?
Like when you like, I would say like okay, so sneezes,
Yeah.
right? They're like enjoyable,
Well, yeah, they're like because
right?
you have something blocking your nose for like a second, so they are relief.
Well, no. It's. I mean, oh yeah. I guess that is. I guess it's like the momentary pain caused by
Yeah.
relief. I guess that's what it is. I think it's relief. I think that's what
Yeah.
it is.
That
Yeah.
makes
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I figured it out.
One of the worst feelings in the world, though, is
God, I'm so good at psychology.
it's like needing to sneeze and you're about to, and then you don't. Like, I hate that feeling. I hate it so much.
No, I get no, because it's just again, that's just the pain part without the relief.
I
And you
know.
always need the relief. You can't just have the pain.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Hold on.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh man.
God, Sonic.
Speaking of space.
Okay.
I really like space. I've been getting
Me
more
too.
into space recently,
Space
and
is
it's really
awesome.
really cool.
What do you
I've been
like about it?
following. I like it. I like it when like we see stuff that's like, oh, like I remember like there are like these like there's like this like I don't know if it's like a gas or like a bunch of particles and everything, but like there are these really really cool like almost like star cloud looking things.
Yeah.
Right? I forget what they're called. But like there's these really really I think it's made out of hydrogen maybe. I don't know.
Most
I don't
probably.
really remember. I only remember this from like my science class in like sixth grade.
Yeah.
But it's just these really, really cool, like giant, like clusters of like just stuff that looks like giant space clouds, and it is the coolest thing ever. It's just
I
like when
think
you think about like
space is just so cool.
when you think about just how massive the universe is, it's just like there is no doubt like a civilization that is as advanced, if not more, as ours. Like
I always think
there's
about the
literally
idea
no
of
way.
more advanced, like, because obviously we always think about the
Yeah.
idea of even the possibility, and then I
hmm
think like not even. I don't even think there's like it's not even a possibility anymore because it's like if you
hmm
think about it, there is no goddamn way. Like there is no way that
Oh,
we.
no, it's no, because think about it, right? We are a planet, right, and everything that has like life on it and everything.
Yeah.
And the universe is while not infinite, right? Because the
Yeah.
universe just physically can't be infinite. It's still really, really, really big. And just the
Yeah.
chances of there being no intelligent life that's on our level
Yeah.
is just close to none.
Yeah.
Like there's literally like it is almost a certain fact at this point. Like if you don't believe in aliens, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like a school like that's like an elementary school thing when you don't know that much about like the universe when you say you don't believe in aliens because there is literally no way that aliens don't exist basically. Um but it's like there could be an entire civilization out there that has solved death,
Yeah.
right? There could be an entire civilization that has just solved death. They have solved every single like possible problem and outcome, right,
Mm-hmm.
with organisms. So not just like
Were the
like just like specific stuff, but just like organisms
were
in
the
general.
clouds that you were on about, were they
hmm
nebulas? Nebulas.
Yes,
They're like
nebulas.
dying
I think
star
that's what they were called.
explodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool as
Yeah,
shit.
no, that's what they were called. Nebulas, I think. Well, actually, yeah, nebulas. That's what they're called. But like, dude, like literally, okay, again, if you don't believe in aliens, then you are just straight up like wrong. There is
Yeah.
most like it is like if I'm wrong about aliens, then like I would bet so much that aliens exist because it's just like it is a very very almost certainty at this point. Um, but it's like it really just it's really just interesting because there might be like because you know how lobsters are technically, or like I think it's like there are certain animals that are on Earth that are functionally immortal,
Yeah.
basically. So it's just like if there was no outside influences, then they could technically live almost
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
But there's always outside influences, right? Because there's always variables, so they don't
Yep.
live forever. But
Yep.
some of them do live a really, really long time in the right conditions. Like there
Yes.
could be an entire society that is functionally immortal, right?
Yeah.
So then, like, there can be entire generations of species that just have never heard or never understood the concept of death, right? And then they come here, right? And then we tell them, oh, yeah, no, we only have like a certain lifespan. That would ruin their mind.
Yeah, because obviously
Like,
it's if you think about it, it would be like the comparison to us finding out like the latter, wouldn't it? Because it'd be like, oh yeah,
mhm.
like what the hell, like if
I I
go on.
feel like it's easier for sorry for interrupting, but I
No, go
feel
on.
like it's easier for us to understand the concept of immortality than
Yeah.
for someone who has been immortal and everyone
To
around them who's
understand
been
the
immortal
concept of death,
to
yeah.
understand the concept of death.
No, yeah, because obviously that's something I think because of the fact of the idea of being immortal is something that we've been presented with media wise as well as like fiction, also something
Hmm.
that we've already began to think of as a not
Yeah.
possibility,
Also, it just
but
it's like it's a like well,
it's
it's
a
like a
trope.
possibility and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, of course.
It's like a construct that
Hmm.
is like almost in our mind. As soon as we learn about the concept of death, we
Yeah,
learn, oh, what if that didn't happen?
yeah,
Right. But the thing is, like, imagine like thinking about someone telling someone that has lived for like thousands and thousands of years that like, oh yeah, no, you're it just kind of stops.
yeah,
They'd be like really confused. They'd be like, what? Like, that's so weird. Like, how do you like experience that? How do you deal with that? Like, how do you
yeah,
deal with like the mental toll of that and everything? And
yeah.
it's just like, you
It's
know,
I think it would be very, in a sense, it'd be like not even jarring in a sense. Like I can't even imagine being in that mindset of being like, oh, I'm gonna figure out
no,
like, oh,
they just be
what
like
the
almost like
hell?
shocked. They'd be like, oh dang, like I can't believe that
And
that
then you'd have
happens.
to like, because you got to remember, it wouldn't even be that initial idea of like, oh, okay, that happens. It would be a case of, oh shit, you guys, like, what even is
Yeah.
this concept of death? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it'd
Though
be like this
I
whole
don't think I don't think
spiral.
it'll like send them to like a downward spiral or their
No,
brains
no,
will
no, not
explode
like
or
that. I
something. But
just
like
think
they'll definitely be like,
it would be
what?
like an
Yeah.
interesting kind of reaction, obviously, because somebody that doesn't understand the concept, having been
Hmm.
brought with it, now realizing an entire species, a new species that at that
Hmm.
is, you know, just fucking goddamn. God, I just love the universe, and it makes me really upset that in my lifetime I'm not going to be able to see as much progress that I really want to see. I think that's one
I
thing.
actually, I actually had that exact thought earlier on
Yeah,
my space, and the thing is that I said that helps me rationalize it is when you think about it, people 100 years ago were thinking about that
yeah,
same thing about what you're experiencing right now, and
yeah,
people 100 years from now will think
yeah,
that about people 100 years from now.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
just something that will always exist, no matter because of the fact that humans always want to see better. They always want to advance. They always want to see advancements. They always want to see cool things.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like the fact is that like humans will never really be satisfied with the time that they've been given,
Oh
right? Because
yeah,
we always want it to be more. We always want it to be like as much as we can, right? And we only kind of have a brief moment at the end when we
yeah,
come to terms with the end and everything, where we have accepted the fact that we have done enough,
mhm,
and that we did have enough time. We had the perfect amount of time,
yeah.
in order to be able to accomplish what we need to accomplish, right? That's not saying like I would be the first person in line for the immortality pill. Like I want to say that like I
I
definitely
think
would.
I don't know because we have. Oh my god, we had this conversation in real life.
We have,
We,
yeah.
me, you, Brooke, and Gucky, because we were speaking about that idea exactly, and it's like I think it's it's life and existence. It's like such a like obviously at the end of the day it is like it is what it is. I'm not going to get too
Yeah.
existential,
Hmm.
but I think I think the with immortality it comes then so much. I don't know the best. I can't remember the reason. I give it like a full, profound reasoning when we were speaking about it last time.
Hmm.
But it's like
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's
yeah,
the idea of
yours was
it was
getting attached
losing.
to something,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
It
losing
was
it basically.
because I
Yeah,
think it's
no.
it's very difficult if you would have to make obviously because then if you were to take the immortality pill, I think that would be a case of then having to kind of not necessarily befriend, but obviously other people who have done it themselves, they have the immortality pill. I think that would become a case of like, oh, these are the people I'm going to hang out with now because of the fact that
Hmm.
if I hang out with quote unquote like normal humans, um, it would it's a sense of I don't want to get attached to these people because if I get attached,
Hmm.
I'm going to be heartbroken when they go. And I think that's a big thing for
Hmm.
me because like it's like loss and all that.
I feel like though, if I were immortal,
Yeah,
let's say,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
and I watch someone that I grow close to, right, live through their entire life and age normally and everything,
yeah,
I feel like as the person themselves has the realization and the acceptance that things are coming to an end, I feel
yeah,
like I would also as well,
yeah. But what about
right?
the fact that like immortality like it doesn't make you invincible or anything like that. So if like the world were to end, you'd just be kind of floating around like in a bunch of rubble and rock. That's another thing you
Hmm.
got to think of, is like the fact of the
Well,
problem with the immortality is that it doesn't make
mhm.
you then, yes, you're immortal, but pain is still sadly a part of that.
The thing is, I would say I would make the argument in a if we're going like technical with it,
Yeah, yeah,
that by the time that the inevitable heat death of the universe happens,
yeah,
that I would that space travel, right, and interplanetary, interuniversal travel
yeah,
would definitely have been invented and perfected by then. So
yeah,
essentially what I do is I just be essentially planet hopping, right? Until I think there's like a time that the universe just all comes to an end.
yeah,
I think. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure that there is a time where the universe is just going to come to an end, like
yeah,
theoretically.
yeah.
And I think at that point, right, all like matter, like I think all matter stops existing. I'm not sure though.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But like I think at that point that is when death would happen, essentially.
I get it. I think there was a ages and ages and ages ago, back when I was in school. Like, this is back when I was like year 8 or so, right? There was this post that I really liked, and it was um how like it's like, I can't remember the exact wording of it. I'm gonna try and remember it as much as I can. But it was like, if a piece of paper gets laminated, right? A piece of paper gets laminated, thus like
Hmm.
never allowing it to be its full potential. Because obviously, a piece of paper you write on it, and then it kind of like yada yada yada. There was more to it. It was better explained, but in a normal sense, you laminate a piece of paper, something that it can never do its full
Hmm.
purpose, which is then to eventually back into the earth, yada 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 yada. And it was like, stopping something from doing its like true purpose. But at the end of the day, it's like, what is the true purpose of being human? And
Hmm.
I think it's so. It's again back to the point that I made earlier.
Hmm.
It's that case of like never feeling you're going to live up to your true potential, in the sense of we're never going to be able to see the things we want to see. And at the same time,
Hmm.
then you've got obviously the point you made, the rebuttal point, where it's like, but you have to realize we're at that point where it's like, we're going to probably see so much more than like 10 years, like 100 years ago, people would have wanted to experience in their lifetime.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep doubling and doubling and doubling. And I think that's what keeps me confident, in the sense of like, there is still going to
Yeah.
be so much I'm going to experience.
I
So,
would say
mhm.
for me,
Yeah,
right, the purpose of humans, the purpose of humanity is essentially that I think that we are meant,
yeah,
right? And at least for me, like what I feel like my purpose
yeah,
is to make someone else, another human, another being's
yeah,
life better,
yeah,
their time better,
yeah,
right? And their
yeah.
time better for them so that they can then go on and help more people as well. So I think at the end of the day, I think just finding what makes you happy while also finding how to help make others happy, I think is
Hmm.
the purpose of life. Even though it's literally just chemicals in the brain and everything, it doesn't mean that it doesn't like fully exist,
I think
basically.
the rebuttal to that is, I
Hmm.
think the problem, I think life purpose is such a heavy kind of like, if you're asked like, hey,
Hmm.
like, because I remember this is like I think one of my first like therapy sessions. I remember I was asked that, like, what do you think your purpose is? And
Hmm.
I was like, well, I think I was like 15 when this happened, and I remember my reaction to that was kind of like,
Hmm.
it's like, people live for people. And it was like a full explanation. Like, it's a big thing where it's like,
Yeah.
you you're put onto this world in a sense of like, oh, I can't do this myself. Like, for things you'll never be able to do yourself, but you eventually, then you have people around you that you've made a positive kind of like like you've got positive relationships with these people, so that you're never
Hmm.
going to be alone in that kind of sense. However, then you have the rebuttal point, which is kind of like, but you have to like, people living for people is great, but then you have to live for yourself. um
I
and I
think,
think
yeah,
it goes hand in
yeah.
hand, in a sense of like, because I feel like if you continuously give somebody like 100% of yourself, because you think it's your life purpose to be that person, you're going to be left with 0% when it comes just to being you at the end of the day. Which is why it's always going
Hmm.
to be a healthy balance then, of like finding the neutral positive in giving as much as you can to somebody else to kind of always reinforce those positive relationships, as well as just to be a good lad.
Hmm.
And then also then making sure you're holding that time for yourself, because at the end of the day we all need that time to ourselves, because it's good to look after yourselves at the same time.
Yeah,
But
I feel like just in general,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Because of the way that history has happened, because of the way that we have like evolved as species, as like society and everything, is that I think an absolute truth is that people need people,
Yeah.
right? And I don't mean people need relationships. I don't mean people need like immediate family or anything, but just at the end of the day, in every single sense, right?
Hmm.
People need people,
Yeah.
and it's finding the people that you need
Yeah.
is, I think, one of the most important things. And like, if you were able to find the people that you have needed,
Yeah.
then that makes life a million times better.
It's like
And
it.
again, in any sense of the word.
Yeah. It's like it's the same thing you have when you have the idea. Do you know if like somebody has outgrew their town or something like that, and they're like, I don't have any
Hmm.
friends here, and yada yada yada. It's like you can't ever be convinced that the people that are meant to love you, not even meant to love you, but the people that are only gonna love you are the people that live in your proximity, right?
Hmm.
Because obviously proximity is such a big thing. And when I played Night in the Woods, I had a big talk about it with chat, and I was like,
Hmm.
people, there are always going to be people who love you, but they love you because you're in their proximity. And then when that proximity kind of goes bigger and bigger and bigger, because for example they move away, they go to uni,
Hmm.
they leave the town, that kind of connection to them kind of disappears, because at the end of the day the only thing you guys had in common was the fact you were together, like you were together in real
Exactly.
life. And then you always, always, always have to keep in mind that there is always going to be so many people out there. Like you have not met a fraction of the people that are going to love you, because of the fact that you are never going to find everybody in just the place you've grown up. And
Yeah.
that's why it's so important to remind yourselves that, like, right now you may not have anybody, but that's not going to be a constant case. Like, for example, like here me and you were like talking, and like it's like you don't just find people, like, not in the sense necessarily by accident, but it's like
Hmm.
it's just reinforcing that point, like, of just, you are not going to find everybody that's going to love you in just your proximity. You've got to go out there. There's
Yeah.
going to be people everywhere, you know.
Yeah. There are, you never know like what kind of people that you can find. And that's why I think that like school is really, really interesting in the
Yeah.
sense of it's just like like a lot of the time, right? The people that other people become like
Yeah.
friends with or become like infatuated with, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes only happens because they are the only people that are around.
Yeah.
So it's making the most of that situation,
Yeah.
right? And it's just like, so like it's really easy, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
like, this person's like always there and everything, but then as soon as the person is not there,
Hmm.
right? As soon as like that like reliability, right, falters even a little bit, that
Yeah.
that is when it is tested on whether or not it is like genuine, or simply it's because the person was always around,
Yeah.
you know? And
it's it's
that's the really difficult thing about like schools and everything, because it's just
yeah.
like you realize like, oh shoot, like, you lose a lot of people, sadly, and that's just kind of how schools are. But like
Yeah.
said, but thankfully there are people that like are that do like stay around, that do stick with you
Hmm.
and everything. And that's why I think that especially the internet is like one of the best things to have like solved, like not really solved this problem, but like it helps with this problem a lot, because you are exposed to so many people, some bad. So be safe on the internet, because Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, a lot of the people are bad on the internet. I would not recommend using the internet as your only way to meet people, as a
Hmm.
lot of people lie on the internet and say that they
Yeah.
are who they aren't and
Yeah.
do really, really bad things. But
Yeah.
I think that the internet, in just a sense of meeting people and finding out what you like in people, what you don't like in people, is really, really cool and really, really important.
Mhm. I think it's always going to be an important factor for, at the end of the day, I think people, it's not a naive thing to be like, I it's it's such an interesting thing because it's like you want people to kind of just be like, oh, go out there and like, find people, love it. And then at the same time, it's frustrating when you're gonna be like, okay, but you've got to put all these
Mm.
precautions in place before you do that. But it's
Yeah.
like it is
No,
true. It's
it is
so
so hard to meet people.
yeah, it is. It's very difficult, especially with like like I think meeting people, especially now. Well, there are so many methods to it in a sense of like
Hmm.
how it's done, how you do it online, in public, blah 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 blah. I'm like it's. I think the one thing I like about the internet is that you have that connection to people. Um, like you have that you get that connection to people where you can just message at any point of the day, right? But
Yeah.
I think it makes it a bit harder when it comes to actual. I don't know the best way to word it, but it's like I think it becomes harder to connect on an actual level sometimes because of the fact that it's
Hmm.
like I can talk to you whenever I'm switched on, and then I'm not anymore.
Mm.
And obviously in public, it's a very much a case of get up, we're doing this today. um, but I don't know. I think meeting like new people always is going to be very terrifying. I'm
Mm.
very much a firm believer of like meeting people on accident. Um, like it's like me and Brooke had a big conversation about this, but it's like you meet people when you least expect it, and like those are
Hmm.
usually the best kind of like not best friendships, but it's always a like I didn't mean to meet
Yeah.
you, but I did, and now you're in my life forever, and that's kind of cool.
Mm.
It's kind of like that, I guess. I don't know. Friendships
Yeah.
are cool. Friendships are fun.
Yeah.
Um, but it's very difficult to grasp the whole concept of like living for yourself and living for other people and then also wanting to just be happy with who you are. But
Mm.
it's not a linear structure. It's not a case of you feel this, you go to this stage and then everything's good again.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a lot of doubt, it's a lot of instilled kind of fear, but you know, you get there at the end.
Yeah.
It's always
It's
gonna be difficult.
it's difficult to like
Mm.
feel like you need people in order to like go on, right? Or in order to like survive, right? But
Yeah,
then you have to realize that like when you are able to be
yeah,
by yourself and okay, right?
yeah,
That is when then it becomes a lot better. Like being okay with yourself first, right?
yeah,
And working on yourself first
yeah.
just heightens everything in your interactions with other people so much more,
It's
right?
that. Yeah. Have you heard the phrase like you can't love someone unless you love yourself? Right. I've got
Hmm.
a I've got a big kind of thing about that phrase because I feel like the only reason why I don't like that sentence because as much as
Hmm.
it's very important to be okay with yourself in the sense of like not okay but like in the sense of like you're very happy with yourself at the moment, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But I mean in the sense of like when you tell people like, oh, you can't love anyone unless you love yourself, I think it puts such a block on people who are not able to do that or like struggling,
Hmm.
because then it's like, oh shit, I can't meet anyone until I'm
Yeah.
better.
But
And then
because the thing is,
fucked.
right? Other people also help you become better
Yes,
with yourself
yes,
as well.
yes, that's a perfect point, that's a perfect point.
Yeah. Because it's
You
like
find
again,
yourself through them.
people people need people at some points in their life,
Hmm.
right? And
Yes,
through them you can become better being it's an odd sentence, but by having other people, you can become more secure when you're by yourself,
yes,
right?
and I think it's especially one of those things. It's like you can't expect like to be happy with yourself and then go make friends and everything's going to be okay again, because the whole point
Hmm.
of having friends is having somebody that's there on those days where it's like everything's
Yeah.
really bad and shitty. And obviously that comes with like not being 100% secure in like yourself and also going through situations, and at the end of the day
Hmm.
friends will help you grow through that. I mean, it's such an I think people are always kind of like scared in that mindset where they're like, oh, I don't want to like get into like a relationship, or I don't want to get into like, oh, a deep friendship, yada yada yada, because I'm not
Hmm.
like doing too hot at the moment. But at the same time, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's true. But the problem with that is you have to allow yourself to feel. And like, I'm just a firm believer in the idea of just people live for people. I'm always going to be a firm believer in
Hmm.
that. But like, obviously, still allowing yourself to love you, like allowing yourself to have that time too. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's very interesting. Life is so
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah.
I love life.
It's very, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just obviously it's always going to be a thing where it's like just kind of allow yourself to go through like the thing that obviously like we've spoken a lot about like the positives of friendships and yada 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 and
Hmm.
people and people, but obviously you've got to allow yourself to go through hardships when it comes to friendships and go through
Yeah.
like like go through like friend breakups, go through arguments and stuff like that
Hmm.
to then realize the true kind of like not kind of true self, but it's like these are also things that kind of like quote unquote build character, but not actually. But
Hmm.
like those are the things that you're always gonna have installed in your brain where it's like, okay, this was a negative
Yeah,
interaction.
because any like friendship or
Mm-hmm.
anything with another person, right, is going to
Yeah.
have its ups and downs. And
Mm-hmm.
if you only have people simply
Yes.
for the ups,
Yes.
then as soon as a down happens, you're just going to feel like, oh, this isn't what you're like supposed to do,
Yes.
right? But
Exactly.
that's just what like again like friendships are, because that's how humans are, because that's how we like build off of one another,
Yes. I
right?
think.
It's like we help each other. Like I think that basically, right, everyone's mind is a huge jigsaw puzzle,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is, some people
Yeah.
have the pieces that we need, and you have the pieces that other people need as well.
Yes.
And you can put a lot of it together in your mind by yourself,
Yeah.
right? But then sometimes you're just going to get things that either don't fit, or you're just going to straight be missing some parts, and you're going
Yeah.
to realize that you need that from other people,
Yeah.
right?
It's like you're looking for a piece of yourself through somebody else, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not to say like, oh, I've got my piece and now I go away. Because I remember there was a very long period of time where I used to believe that like I was somebody that was meant to just kind of be in somebody's life and I helped them get to
Mm-hmm.
that point and then that was it. And then I like then
Mm-hmm.
they leave. And I was a very big firm believer in like, oh, I'm just that person for people. Like they get the part and then they go. But then I realized it's not that. It's more of a case of when somebody feels safe around you, it's it's tends like if they come to you in that lowest point because they trust you and then they start healing, it's very difficult to go back to the place that you were hurt. To then like kind of it, it's it's a very interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of were realizing where it's like at the end of the day, you've got to find those people that you can kind of both hurt, not both hurt together, but it's a very simple thing. Like it doesn't have to be a case of, oh, I'm having a bad day, you're having a bad day, let's fully talk it out. It's in a case of, oh, you're having a bad day, I'm having a bad day, let's go watch TV. It's like
Yeah.
having you need to build friendship, not in the case of I'm having a bad day, you've got to drop everything. It's just equally going through shit times, but together. And I think that's the beauty in friendship. I think that's the beauty in existing. It's like you can do that together
Yeah.
instead of thinking that you're just made to be somebody's sometime. You need to realize, no, you deserve to be somebody's every time. You deserve to be somebody's choice constantly. Not even choice, just
Mm-hmm.
you're an always, not at some time. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's life is strange, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
I'm still not ready. I was meant to be ready 40 minutes ago.
Have you not been getting ready while you're doing
No,
this?
because I've been walking around my room, like twiddling my thumbs and talking. Ah, um,
Mm-hmm.
but no, yeah, I think. Wait, carry on talking a minute. I'm gonna go find my shirt. Carry on.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, basically, what I think is that when in life there will be like people, right, that like get like the peace that they need, and then just like like just go okay, and then just like try to find like the peace again, right? Right. But then it's like it's so, I don't know, it's just a really, really interesting thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to like I do like these little filler phrases and everything when I like trying to think of what I'm like trying to say next. Um, but basically it's really the way that humans work is just like we need to like build off of each other and everything, and then you need to go through hardships together, but then also it's good to like sometimes just be distracted from that, right? But
Yeah.
then the thing is, if you only do use like friendships or like relationships as like distractions and everything, then you're
Yeah.
not really assembling the puzzle, you're just more painting over it with like, I don't know, like dissolving paint or something, right? But like the puzzle's still there, but you're just kind of like slapping something on it and being like, okay, this is fine,
Yeah.
right? But like you have to like work on things with people, right? If you just like shove everything aside and just like, oh no, I'm completely fine. Like this is all okay. Let's just let's just always have fun,
Hmm.
right? But it's just like it's the deep talks. It's like the late walks and everything, like really that really help you like one get to know someone, but then also two get to understand how that someone works, and then you
Yeah.
can, when you understand how that someone works, you have no idea how much it can help you later on in life when you find like yourself in a similar situation, or you find someone else in a
Yeah.
similar situation, right? Like getting through hardships genuinely helps not just your life and everything, but you can
Yeah.
also help so many other people who then can also help other people who then could also come back and then help you again. Like
Yeah.
it's a really like interesting kind of cycle, and it's just really, really cool.
I think it's always going to be a sense of like if you're trying to heal, but then you're just distracting yourself. I think it's a very popular method where it's like, oh, I know I'm struggling, but I'm not going to do anything about it, and
Yeah.
not in like a sabotaging way, but in a way of like I'm just going to distract myself as much as I can. And
Hmm.
then you find that one person who kind of sees through the bullshit, or they kind of see through it, and they're
Hmm.
like, come on now. And then they make you talk, and then it goes from like, I've been distracting myself for so long, and now I actually have to deal
the
with what's
the
going on.
more the more that people distract themselves from emotions, the
Yeah.
more, as soon as something goes off,
Yep.
then it all of it is just going to come up, and it's not good.
It's
Like you
not.
need to slowly let it out. You need, oh, you're right. It's basically like a giant balloon, right? Every single bad thing, every single time you like push something off, is like air filling up into it.
Wait.
And
Can I
then
do my favorite analogy? Do you know which one
sure,
I'm
do
gonna?
your favorite
Okay.
analogy.
Okay. Basically, I have this one
Hmm.
analogy that I always use in every situation, guys. So, it's the Coke can analogy. Okay, I ranted this many times.
Hmm.
But it's the Coke can analogy, and basically, it's the sense of you have this Coke can, right? The Coke can is like you, and basically, every single time something bad's been happening, you keep shaking the Coke can as much as you can, right? You keep shaking this goddamn
Hmm.
Coke can, and everything is building up and up and up, right? And then something little happens or something kind of small happens, right? Like, for
Hmm.
example, stubbing your toe or like dropping a fork. Or, for example, like your friend just says something one day that you kind of take the wrong way and you get
Yeah.
really upset about it. But the problem is because you've been shaking this Coke can for so long with so much stuff that's going on, that
Yeah.
Coke can's just going to explode. And that's going to be you. You explode.
Yeah.
And the problem is nobody around you because you haven't been, not necessarily because you haven't been communicating what's been going on, but because you've been keeping all of that inside and not talking about it. Everyone around you is going to look at you and be like, why are you getting so upset over this little
Hmm.
thing? For example, like it's like if you would start like sobbing after a friend said something to you, but they're kind of like, wait, what? Like, hello, I didn't mean
Yeah.
it like that. But
Or
to
like
you,
when your like irritability
yes.
rises,
Yeah,
right, after
exactly.
pushing things off.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's so important to one communicate your feelings anyway. It's generally just an important thing anyway. It's very difficult because I think this generation especially, or there's just some people in general, they have that fear of like, oh, if I set like if I say I'm having a bad day, or like, oh, if I say someone upset me, they're gonna hate me. But it's like
Hmm.
at the same time, if you don't do that, and you keep building up all of these kind of bad emotions or these bad things that you're not talking about, you are just going to explode. And that's why it's very important to make sure you are
Mm-hmm.
doing that. But it's I think I think that it's what you said about the fact of like you deal with that situation with somebody else who kind of like who talks to you, like the late night talks and blah blah blah, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can use that and you can implement that situation to another one later on in life. That's something like I've done like myself, and I think it's a very good way to be able to kind of handle other things that go on, even with yourself, because you could. It's the act of like giving an advice you wish you could give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's that. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I completely get that. It's just like when like you see someone or like again, like this is why again it's good to like think about your emotions and everything because and like work through your situations instead of just like
Hmm.
bottling them up on something. Because like if you were able to like slowly but surely work through a situation, right? And then
Yeah,
you see someone else that is going through a really, really similar situation, you're
yeah,
then able to give them advice that you wish that you were able to hear and help them be able to go through their situation a lot quicker,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like it's a lot better than just like if you just keep on like bottling things up, pushing things aside, being like, oh, like this like thing makes me feel bad, so simply not going to feel it,
Hmm.
right? Don't need to feel it and everything, instead of like facing your emotions head on or like having those talks with people, right?
Yeah,
Like you're just going to just keep on putting off the emotional like healing or the emotional like maturing that you need to do in order to be able to then go and help other people, right?
yeah.
And then just like be able to live a lot better in that sense and not always be dreading the day that something happens that just makes you completely explode.
And that's the thing. It's like the problem with not speaking up about what's going on with yourself is that I feel like it's kind of leading you into a false sense of security, in the sense of you're going to be walking on eggshells around every single person you know, and even yourself. You're going to be walking on eggshells around
Yeah.
yourself because you don't know what, like, you're going to be so pent up with so much emotion and stuff because you're not doing anything about it, and you're not actively seeking what's going on to yourself either. But it's going to be you're just going to be miserable because you're going to have to walk around eggshells with everybody in your life so that you don't explode. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I just feel like that's such a miserable way to kind of like, obviously some people just don't know any other method, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
why it is so important to try and teach people to kind of try and talk about those things. But it's like, you can't live your life walking around eggshells around yourself, because at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, we've got ourselves forever. Like, the one true constant in life is who we are, and if you're not looking after yourself, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, come
It
on.
is it is always okay to
Hmm.
talk about what you're going through and to
Yeah,
talk about what you're feeling. And it's always okay to like call someone out if something is going wrong or
yeah,
someone's making you upset and everything.
yeah.
Right? That is completely okay because it is no one should ever make you feel bad or make you feel upset for simply expressing how you feel. No
Exactly.
one should ever do that. And if someone does do that, then they are not doing the right thing
Yeah.
because no one should ever make you feel bad if you just simply express how you feel,
Mhm.
right? And then they're just like, oh, I would like how dare you say that and everything, but it is simply how you feel and you preface it with such and you understand that they also have a point of view where they feel,
Mhm.
right? Like it's difficult, it's really really difficult to talk about like how you feel in difficult situations, right? But the
It's
thing is,
yeah.
if you are trying to like talk to someone, if you're trying to like talk to a friend to help work through it, and they make you feel bad for expressing how you feel, then that is
Mhm.
not something that you should like try to like take. Basically, that is
If
not something
you
that you shouldn't be like, oh, I shouldn't talk about this thing then at
Yeah,
all
you shouldn't
because
take back
like
from that
you know
kind of interaction that, like, oh, this is my bad, I'm in the fault for that. It's like, you shouldn't be made to feel bad about wanting validation. Like, it's such an important thing, and I feel like it's something that people lack to do. But there is nothing wrong if you get made to feel bad about simply asking somebody, "Hey, are we on good terms?" or "Hey, are we okay?" and they kind of rebuttal that and they make you feel bad for that. I think you've got to realize that they're probably not the best anyway, because you should never, ever, ever, ever be put to made feel bad just because you're wondering how you are with somebody else or on the terms of somebody else. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's kind of just putting you in such an uncomfortable situation when you're kind of just like lightheartedly asking somebody, "Hey, are we on good terms?" And they're kind of like, "Why would you even ask that? Like, that's a dumb thing." Or they kind of just put you down for like asking about that because you're anxious, for example, or
Mm-hmm.
yada yada. I think some people just really, I don't know. I think it's silly. I think you deserve to feel secure in your relationship with other people and not made to feel bad about it. And I think that's just a very important thing. And if you're in a situation where somebody
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like someone I think Beck put on the space, like, how do I leave a situation where somebody doesn't like care in that retrospect? I think it's difficult because you're always going to want to kind of like want to, if you give a fuck about them a lot and they are not giving you the same, then it's always going to be a case of, oh, I'm just gonna, it's fine, I'll just kind of wait until they turn around. But at the same time, it's like, you deserve better. And seeking validation and seeking kind of that from somebody else, and if you were to be like, hey, why are you acting like this with me, and you get nothing in response, I think that's where it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of you know at the end of the day what the answer is. You deserve better. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. God,
Yeah.
people are just silly sometimes, guys. Honestly, people are.
Mm-hmm.
My motto in life is: some people are dicks. Some people have reason to be dicks, but that doesn't mean they're not a dick. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
you know.
It's really just like just the way that like humans work has always been so interesting to me.
Hmm.
And it's very I think it's very, very cool the culture that we have made in regards to like so many things that like
Yeah,
when you realize like that like this is so like unique and this is so like interesting like the like sort of world that we have nurtured and created since like the beginning of when we could first communicate
yeah.
like I don't know it's just I just really like thinking about this kind of stuff because it's
Me
just
too.
really really cool to me.
I think it's. I've gone through. I've gone through enough. Like, it's when you apply kind of like, you apply ways in which friendships, like, not even gone wrong, but ways in friendships, like ways
Hmm.
in which friendships have played out, and you kind of think like, you think of it in like third person, where you're kind of like, I could have done this differently, or like, oh, if I had just said this thing, maybe it wouldn't have, like this wouldn't have happened.
Hmm.
Um, but at the end of the day, it's like, I think holding on to that, I think it's just best to kind of just try and move forward, because
Yeah.
I say that when I'm probably I will never take that advice. I will never, because I'm
Mm.
awful with it, because I'm a very big clinger of the past.
Mm.
But it is very important to try and move
Yeah.
on
But the
from
thing
this.
is, your past and then your mistakes and your triumphs, right?
Yeah.
Whenever someone says that, oh, I wish I could go like back and change these things, right? You have to take your mistakes and you have to take your
Yes.
triumphs and everything, because as long as you are trying to better yourself, as long as you understand that those mistakes were mistakes, the most dangerous thing that you can do
Yeah.
is not realize when your mistakes are mistakes
Yeah. Yeah.
and when you just simply don't see it at all. And then you kind of have this eye-opening moment where you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe like all this stuff and everything. But the thing is, your mistakes, as long as you're moving on from them and learning from them, they make you a better person,
Yeah.
right? They make you who you are, because you don't know. You could make like a mistake one day,
Hmm.
right? But then that would prevent you from making a much bigger mistake in the future, right? So you should be almost like not really like grateful in a sense. If grateful is the right word, but like you should be like grateful for those mistakes and the fact that you are learning from those mistakes. Because if you don't learn from your mistakes, or you just like push aside like trying to learn from your mistakes and everything, and just simply
Hmm.
like distract from it and everything, you don't try to improve upon it and become a better person because of it, then you might make the exact same mistake in the future and not realize that you are making that mistake again.
Yes. You,
right? And you can make it like
yeah.
1,000 times worse and just not realize until it's too late.
Yes, I think it's so important. It's so important to have trust in the people around you, the closest people around you, that they will kind of like let you know when for you're being like the dick, or like if you're being wrong in, or if you're doing something wrong, for example. And it's like having that trust, because there have been times where I've had to do that, and there's also been times that people have done that to me, and I
Mm,
like it's something I didn't even realize, and like I'm like, hey, like if someone lets me know, I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even think twice about that.
mm,
And that it's fine. It's a I think it's such a human thing to mess up. It's such a human thing to accidentally hurt people. Like I think people very much judge themselves too hard when they go through that. Like I know I've done it myself.
mm.
Like I hold on to things that I've done where I accidentally hurt someone I loved, and like it's like from years ago, and it's like silly little things, like school things, you
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like, but I still hold on to them because it's like I accidentally, unknowingly hurt this person, and like I'm upset with myself. But
Hmm.
it is such a
It's
human thing. Like
hmm
it's normal,
yeah.
you know.
In my opinion, it's not a bad thing, honestly,
Yeah,
to hold on to mistakes from your past as long as you
yeah,
are using them as a way to avoid those mistakes in the
yes,
future.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like
Agreed.
it is not a good thing when you're holding on to a mistake from the past and then still continuing to make that mistake. It is
Mm-hmm.
a good thing when you're holding on a mistake to a past when you
Yeah,
go, I don't want to do this thing because it's exactly like this, which I really, really regret from the past. So I'm
yes,
not going to do this and have a repetition of that point.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I I think one of the most important things is something like I've been thinking about a lot, and it's like at the end of the day, like the final point I'm gonna have is like
Mm-hmm.
it's sadly the problem, well, not the problem, but you I think one thing you have to remember is that at the end of the day you can't make people love you to the same intensity that you love them. There's always going to be people that in this world that love will always love harder, will always express it more, and there's always going to be other people who may not be able to do that. And at the end of the day you can't make somebody love you the way that you love them. You can't make a friend, for example, like for example, you may be their best friend, but on the opposite, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very difficult to come to terms with that, because then you get in your own head of like, why do I always give 100%? Am I too much? But at the end of the day, you're not too much. You are not. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely fine. It is like it is completely fine to be somebody that just has so much love to give. And we need more people who are unapologetically just loving. And like I think I came to terms with it recently where I was like, it's okay if somebody doesn't like love me with the same intensity, because I'm still gonna continue to put that into the world. I'm still gonna continue doing that. And
Mm-hmm.
I struggled with it for a while because I was like, I wish I'd have that kind of given back to me. But it's like there's always gonna be people in this world that we can't make us like we can't make them love us, but the only thing we can do is stay true to ourselves. And I don't know. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a very human thing to love with all intensity. It's a very
Yeah.
human thing to have 100% and 0% and switch between that. But as long as
Mm-hmm.
you're happy with who you are, guys, and as long as you're happy with your friendships, and just you know, just keep being you,
Yeah.
keep being human.
I
You're
think
doing
I
great.
think that's again I think like my biggest point in everything is that like
Yeah,
in friendships and everything
yeah,
that you should never feel like you have to change completely in order to
yes,
make someone your friend,
yes,
right?
yes.
You
Agreed.
should never ever feel like you have to completely change in order to make someone your friend or to continue being friends with someone,
Yeah.
because then you aren't really being yourself in a sense, right? You're like trying to like, because I remember that I like went through this like a lot in school and everything, where it was just like you would like try to like change yourself in order to like fit in with other people, and but then there's always like that part of you that's inside that's just like, this isn't really like me, this isn't really like what I normally do, this isn't how I like normally feel and everything.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing, is just like, of course, like it's always good to improve, right, in friendships and everything, and to do things that'll make you guys like better friends and all that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's when someone completely like, when like, because again, when I did this, when you just
Hmm.
completely shift, in order to fit something, in order to like fit the mold of a friend that someone needs, instead of finding someone that doesn't need you to fit any mold, essentially.
Yeah. And I think like the thing of like the changing thing, if you feel like the only way that you can make somebody love you is by having to change for them, and I mean that in every sense of the word. I mean that in a relationship, in a friendship, even siblings. Like if you feel like
Mm-hmm.
the only way that you can
Yeah.
make this person like actually tolerate you and like you is by changing yourself completely, you need to put that energy into finding people who want you for actually who you are. Because at the end of the day, you deserve somebody that wants to give you 100%. You don't deserve somebody that's just going to give you 20% when you're acting a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
um it's very important you stay true to yourselves. It's very, very, very important. And at the end of the day, you deserve better. It's like one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like as corny as it is to say, even to yourselves, like you'd be like, man,
Mm-hmm.
I deserve better. And it's like it's like one of the things, like what even is better? But it is such an important thing to remember that there are situations that you can't help. There are always going to be situations that you didn't deserve to go through. There are always going to be situations that we as humans won't ever really comprehend or won't ever be able to, because we're kind of like, man, that was kind of messed up. But at the same time, it's about moving on from that and then realizing that you didn't deserve it, and then doing what you can with that and just
Mm-hmm.
being yourself. You all deserve to just be happy in your own skin.
Yeah.
People, I love humans. I love their quirky,
Humans are, dude,
their
humans
quirky
are
little, their
so
quirky
crazy.
little
It's awesome.
traits. I love the way that people love music. I love the intensity in which people will critique films. I love the way in which people will like open doors for other people, do the little smile nod, and they go, and they go, go on, go on, go on,
Mm-hmm.
you go through. I think,
Oh yeah, I think my favorite human interaction
yeah,
ever
yeah,
has been when like there's like this guy on a bike
yeah,
that's like running through, he's like splitting lanes and everything, and then a guy on a bus like reaches out and just like stops him because the pedestrian is crossing, and then he stops like right before the pedestrian crosses,
yeah,
and then the pedestrian nods at him to go through, but
yeah,
then the biker nods back and then like makes a little hand gesture, and then the pedestrian like smiles a little bit, like kind of thinking, and then walks by, and then the biker looks to the guy that's in the bus, and then
yeah.
the bus guy gives him a thumbs up, and then they like do
The little
they
interaction,
like
yeah, yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no, they do like a little fist bump and everything,
yeah.
and then the guy continues on. It's like I think that is like my favorite
It's
recorded, like just casual interaction of people.
yeah.
It's just awesome. It's
I
just
think
so
one of
cool.
my favorite things is like, when you it's when you remember a small detail about somebody else and you see their face light up. Like I remember there was like one time
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, like somebody was talking and I remembered they referenced one thing one time, and like because and I remember, like, if you mention something that somebody's told you, and it's like you see in their eyes that sense of relief of like, you listen to me, like, and
Mm-hmm.
you're telling me something back about myself, like that I kind of forgot I told you. I think that's one of my favorite things. I love the way in people kind of like, I love the way in which you're walking with a group and there'll be a dog and everyone will just go dog like that. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a very, like, I love that reaction. Like a cat,
Mm-hmm.
and like everyone just goes,
Oh
oh
my
my
god. Yeah, no, my favorite thing is just like when I'm like walking with like a group of people, and literally all it is just like pointing out just like random things and then just
yeah.
saying them.
Yeah, you to be fair, you do that. you, when we're walking, it'll be like
I do that.
it was like you and Brooke would always just
You
point out
know,
like,
you know who
wow,
you know who got me into doing that was
who,
Tom,
yeah,
because he does that when he like, because like basically what we did is like when we were walking down the street and everything, we would just point at like random signs and then just say them funnily, and it was just like
yeah.
the funniest thing ever for no reason, right? And like that's what it was.
Oh my god, I just, I think as much as there is always going to be bad in the world, there's always going to be people that are just not necessarily bad people, but they're going to do bad things. I think it's nice to just remember that there is always going to be good in the world. Like, I don't know, just like even small tiny things, like going into like a bakery and like just smelling like, wow, this
Hmm.
bread smells great. It's like, wow, this is nice. This is good,
Hmm.
guys. finding a new song, for example, like the absolute the energy that comes from finding a new song, watching a show, right? Watching a show and your favorite couple get together, and you're like, shit, yes,
Let's
finally.
go.
And it's like those. There's so many little things that we can
My
appreciate.
ship.
I think
Let's go.
I think we forget. I think we forget to appreciate like those moments, especially when we go through hard times, and we only remember them when we're kind of like healing, where we're kind of like, no, there's so much beauty in everything, and it's very hard to get close-minded when you are going through stuff. But there's always going to be little things to just kind of remember that it's good. It's good. Life is good. I need to leave. I should have
You
left.
need to
I should have
go.
left an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
This is a problem with me and you is we talk.
It's my fault. It is my
No,
fault.
we do it. No, I think we do it worse in real life though, because we'll just sit and talk for hours. Okay, right. Say goodbye to the people. I'm gonna say goodbye to you. All right,
Goodbye,
bye guys.
people.
Do your little waving stuff. I make them all wave at the end of a space. What do you do? One wave, one single wave. Go on.
There they are. Me
Look.
do a wave. Hold on.
Yeah, go on.
There
There we go. Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Remember, you're all
Bye.
good. Hope the space wasn't too existentially. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye. Bye.
Bye
Bye. Bye. Bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.